Okay, let's talk about four little words that can cause some big confusion. Say, tell, speak, and talk. They seem so simple, right? But they trip up English learners all the time. If you've ever paused for a second wondering which one to use, well, you're in the right place. We're going to sort this out once and for all.
And seriously, if you've ever gotten these mixed up, you are definitely not alone. It's one of the most common hurdles out there. But the good news is, the fix is actually way simpler than you think.
And that's my promise to you for the next few minutes. We're going to break this down with a couple of really simple rules that will actually stick in your brain, so you can start using these words with total confidence.
So first things first, let's look at a super common mistake, because once you see why something is wrong, the rules for making it right suddenly make a whole lot more sense.
Okay, take a look at this sentence. She said I would meet him on Sunday. Yeah, something about that just doesn't sound right, does it? You probably have this gut feeling that it's a little off. Trust that instinct. That's the first step to getting this right.
So let's dive into our first big matchup, say versus tell. The real reason that last sentence sounded so weird all comes down to one simple but really important grammar rule. Let's kick things off with tell. Now, the key thing to remember about tell is that it's all about directing information to a specific person. You can think of it like throwing a ball. It has to have someone to catch it.
And here it is, the number one rule. This is so important. After the verb tell, or told, you almost always have to name the person who got the information. You need that target, like me, you, him, or the class.
And this example just makes it crystal clear. She told she was tired. It just feels like it's hanging there, unfinished. Who did she tell? But when you say, she told me she was tired, perfect. The action is complete. We know exactly where that information went.
So what about say? Well, with say, the focus is totally different. It's not about the listener. It's all about the words themselves. It's just about the act of speaking, of those words coming out of your mouth.
So with say, you don't even have to mention who was listening. But, and this is a big but, if you do want to mention the person, you have to add one tiny but powerful little word, to.
Let's just look at these side by side. On the left, Sarah said she was tired. It focuses only on what she said. It's perfect. On the right, we've brought me into the picture, but notice that super important structure, said to me. That's the whole game right there.
Here's a great little shortcut. Just burn these phrases into your memory. We always tell the truth, tell a lie, tell a story, and tell a joke. For these, tell is your one and only answer. Easy.
All right, moving on to our next pair, speak versus talk. Now, this one's a little different. The difference isn't so much a hard grammar rule. It's more about the situation, the formality. It's all about the vibe of the conversation. Here's the best way to think about it. Speak just sounds more formal, more serious. Like when you have to say, I need to speak to my manager. But talk is casual, it's relaxed. It's what you do when you were just talking to your mom. See the difference? It's a feeling.
Now, even though they're pretty similar sometimes, there is one situation, just one, where talk is totally wrong and you absolutely, positively have to use speak.
And that one unbreakable rule is, for languages, we always speak a language. You don't talk English. You don't talk Japanese. You speak them. If you remember one thing from this section, make it this one.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. Let's pull everything together and boil it all down into one simple, powerful cheat sheet that you can take with you.
And here we go. This is the slide to screenshot right now. It's everything we've talked about. Say is about the words. Tell needs a person right after it. Speak is for formal chats and languages. And talk is for your everyday casual conversations. That's it. That's the whole thing in a nutshell.
All right, for those of you feeling confident and want to level up your vocabulary, let's do a quick bonus round. We'll look at two related verbs that are a little more specific.
So first up is utter. It really just means to make any sound with your voice. And you'll hear it most often in negative commands, like don't utter a word. Then there's convey, which is a fancier, more formal way to say you're communicating a message or a feeling, like when you ask someone to please convey my gratitude.
Okay, you ready? Time for a lightning-fast quiz. What's the right verb here? Did you, what happened? Look closely. What do you see right after the blank? You see the word you, a person. So the answer has to be tell. Did she tell you what happened? Nailed it.
And let's do one more. How many languages do you? Come on, you know this one. Remember that one absolute unbreakable rule we talked about? Yep, languages. So the only possible answer here is speak. How many languages do you speak?
Okay, now for the most important part. You've got to put this into practice. So think about the rest of your day. Who are you going to talk to? Is there a story you need to tell someone? What do you plan to say in your next email? The only way to make these rules feel natural is to start using them right now.
And just like that, you've got it. 4 tricky verbs, a few super simple rules, and a whole lot more confidence. I really hope this helped clear things up. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time to explain something new.